Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor in Paradise, a guy's review. Now, this video has a lot going on, but I ask you to stick with me. Trust your boy Dave here. I'm going to be your shaman in this boy band beef that we're going to talk about. First, I'll play for you guys a clip of Victoria Paul spotted clubbing with Connor Brennan. Let me tell you something. That story doesn't matter at all. That's just the clickbait to get you watching. But hold on, you're here. It's your boy, Clickbait Dave. It's Friday. Everyone loves a good hashtag CBD Dave on Friday. Clickbait Dave, CB Dave on Friday. We're going to get into this. I'm going to play for you never before seen footage of NSYNC a cappella and some never before seen footage of Connor Brennan jamming out with his family. And we're going to sort of try to destigmatize this whole idea that people go on the show for the wrong reasons. Connor Brennan was called out for potentially only being on Bachelor in Paradise to promote his career. That's like saying that'd be like if I went on Bachelor in Paradise and told a few jokes and people were like, oh, Dave's only here to sell comedy tickets. Well, I mean, I'm definitely trying to do that. So if anyone wants to, you can come check out my shows. I have this Friday tonight and tomorrow night in Santa Monica, 10 p.m. show. If you like late night comedy, it's going to be a ton of fun. All right, folks. But the point is that, listen, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm going to actually refrain from from being too angry at Lance Bass over this, but that was my initial reaction. And usually the initial reaction can be slightly off. I'm going to play for you guys the clip that led to my anger. But first, let's just check out Connor and Victoria B clubbing together. It's a quick clip. I'm not going to play the audio because it's just rap music. It's just a licensed song. So there they are. Someone asked a stranger to record them right here dancing just so they could get Connor and Victoria P in the background. Look, I don't hate it. Do what you got to do. But the deal is we don't see anything nefarious happening. Just one Connor Brennan living his good life. Now, listen, I guess in Tennessee they don't have the Delta variant, but that's another conversation. You know what I mean? That's another conversation. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's got the antibodies from all the making out he's been doing. So we got some people commenting. I said, don't buy a dog with her, Connor. You know what I mean? Just because, of course, she apparently buys dogs very quickly with her boyfriends. And then who gets custody of the dog? You know what I mean? Dog's rights, Dave. So anyway, they could just be friends. Who knows? Who really knows? Maybe they're slinging spades. Who really cares? Not a big deal. Let's get into the real story here, folks. Let's get into the real story. Here now, yesterday we saw a clip, because I can't sift through these full videos. I just can't do it. There's too much content for me to watch every podcast out there. I highly respect what Nick Viall does with his Bachelor career. He's bought a home. He's become a millionaire for the most part. I'm sure he's worth several $1 million from his Bachelor career, analyzing, sharing opinions. He's the Stephen A. Smith of Bachelor Nation. He shares a hot take. People love it. People hate it. All about it. Well, the video that we saw yesterday was Lance Bass sort of calling out Connor Brennan. But here we see Nick Viall sort of leading the witness there. Now, everyone's able to make their own sort of opinions or judgments based on what they see. Some people think Connor's playing too much ukulele on Bachelor in Paradise. I have to remind people, the Bachelor producers are the ones in control of the edit. If Connor B plays 5 songs and they want to play those 5 songs the whole season, first of all, good, go for it. But second of all, that's not up to Connor Brennan. He brings his ukulele. They got probably 15 hours of downtime a day. He's hanging out doing his thing. It's interesting. He makes funny music. All right, this isn't a Connor Brennan fan club. If it were, will somebody send me the pin? I want the pin. Let's watch Nick lead Lance to his conclusion here.
I haven't met Connor B, but I have to admit, I'm just so not rooting for him. Again, I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm rooting for him in life, and I hope he finds happiness. But on this show, I'm not rooting for him, like, at all.
Yeah, you can tell he's a very sweet guy, but I'm not convinced he's there to find love. I definitely see him on there, trying to start his country career like a lot of people.
Oh, so this is very like late night where like Jimmy Fallon's like, so I don't like Chinese food, and then the guest is like, let me tell you about my Chinese food story. It was very prompted, so maybe he knew like Lance was going to share a hot take, so he leads with it. I don't really know. Maybe not. Maybe they just had the same opinions here. But look, I get it. We pick and choose who we want to root for. But this essentially is calling out Connor's character, which, come on, like, Let's have
on that show.
Yeah, so you think it's even more than
I mean, I do, because right when I walked in, I mean, the very first time I talked to them, you know, I met them all as a group. And then as I'm walking by Connor, he's like, hey, because I had watched, you know, the Bachelorette season, and they had never seen an episode yet because they were filming when it started. And he was like, wait, did my song make it? Did my song make it? That was like the only thing he was concerned about, is if his song made the cut.
Well, you heard it here from Lance Bass. Thanks for the tea, Lance. Thank you for
That's
the
what
tea.
I'm here for.
All right, so there's the tea, folks. That's the tea. Now, listen, okay. Like I said, I'm actually more sympathetic for Lance here. I don't think Lance... Listen, he has his own experience with struggle. Obviously, he was closeted for the reign of NSYNC, right? So, like, he's got his own experience growing up in Mississippi and all that. And I'll go through his bio real briefly, but I don't think he understands the musical struggle that Connor Brennan does. So Connor Brennan comes up to him. And by the way, Connor Brennan had his heart broken, essentially. Imagine someone you look up to in your field of choice, your industry. You look up to someone. So let's say he looks up to Lance Bass. As soon as they play the song, as soon as they play the NSYNC song, Connor Brennan starts dancing, is doing his thing. I'm assuming they sort of cut, whatever, they start walking away. This is just my assumption. Connor goes up to Lance and he's like, hey man, how are you? I'm on KDC's. And he's like, you know, because we saw Connor introducing himself like, hi, I'm Connor from KDC's. And a lot of people don't know him yet. And Lance is he's one of the most famous boy band members of all time. He's etched in history in one way or another, whether you like it or not. And then Connor's like, hey, you know, did my songs get in? If you saw them, let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like if I play baseball. If I met a Major League Baseball player, I'd be like, yeah, I still play in an adult league, still can throw in the 80s. You know what I mean? And to the Major League Baseball players, like, what are you doing? Like, who cares? I'm a pro. But to me, I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to relate to you. I'm trying to find a common denominator here. So Connor, as the only musician that we know of on the show, is like, oh, hey, Lance, how are you? I cover all your songs. I do all these things. Hey, did my songs make the cut? That'd be really cool. Whatever. You know what I mean? It has literally nothing to do with whether or not Connor is at Bachelor in Paradise to find love. And it is not a scenario like Jed. Jed, I still believe, was a gray area. Of course, he proposed and got engaged to Hannah Brown, and then it came out that he had someone back home. Whether or not they were official or not, he said he loved her. So gray area in the sense that it's two different people that have not wavered on their points of view of it all. But the point is Connor came into this single. His profession isn't teaching fourth graders math. Maybe that's what it was. His profession and his livelihood and who he is a musician. It drips from his soul. So to have someone say what you do is in one way conniving or another, I just reject that. I reject that. And we'll get into Lance in a second. So here's what Connor said. He's there for his music. Enough with the uke. Ugh, he's cringy and annoying. F off and let me play my dumb little songs for people. It's my way to try and bring a little joy. Kindness is free. # Bachelor in Paradise. Listen, Connor, I hope your career blows up so that you have to charge people a lot more money to hear your gift. Because, listen, you're here giving away the goods, and I do think the cast members appreciate it. I really do. You know, I understand if you're at a campfire and the guy's playing acoustic, everyone gets annoyed at the guy, but you've got real talent. This is your profession. They should be excited and honored when you have a song you wrote for them. You know what I mean? I don't think you're overdoing it whatsoever. Let's go to his next slide here. I guess this isn't a response. Better to be the fun guy playing cute, happy songs that make your beach buddy smile than a lonely jerk on the internet complaining about cute, happy songs. I would never go on The Bachelor for the right reasons. There are no right reasons, folks. We walk and chew gum at the same time. We search for love, and love goes hand in hand with our own passions. Our passion shouldn't be finding love. That's called codependency once you get there. And then when the love leaves you, you become you become a shell of yourself. Okay, it's kind of like when I talked about purity culture. If your whole aura is being a virgin, then the second you are no longer a virgin, who are you? What are you? You know what I mean? I had to throw a jab in there. But that's the point of like people who who make their identity. And I'm not saying all virgins make their identity being a virgin. And maybe the Bachelor producers are guilty of pulling that storyline out of people. Maybe Madison could care less that she's a virgin. What do I know? What do I care, really? With Connor, though, it's like, you know, he finding love and being able to share his gift with someone else. Someone will be so lucky when they vibe with Connor. Just because Marissa didn't work out and Katie Thurston didn't work out doesn't mean there isn't someone out there. You know what I mean? In a normal dating situation, he'd be 0 for 2. It'd be like, all right, moving on. But it's like, obviously these were played out in front of everyone. Now, initially, I got really annoyed that Lance Bass would sort of throw Connor under the bus here, because it's like, come on, you're a musician. You should understand what the grind is like. Lance Bass grew up in Mississippi and rose to fame as the bass singer for the American pop boy band NSYNC. NSYNC's success led Bass to work in film and television, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so where's the thing where he auditioned? I thought I had it right there. So early life. How did they find him? Let's find a Timberlake. In 1995, during his junior year of high school, Bass received a call from Justin Timberlake and his mother, Lynn, who asked Bass if he would be interested in auditioning for the pop group NSYNC after the group's original bass player, Jason Galasso, had quit. Oh boy, what an idiot. Poor Jay. Why did the guy quit? Timberlake's vocal coach, who had worked with Bass during his time as a Mississippi showstopper, I thought I said stripper, recommended Bass as a replacement. Okay, so Lance Bass joins NSYNC at 16 years old. He was basically invited to audition. He never submitted for gigs. He never really had to do any of that. Now, again, Lance Bass has had his own journey with the LGBTQ community. He's had his own journey in a time when it wasn't a sort of apropos, when it just wasn't something you could do, where you just come out of the closet, especially as a centerpiece in a teen sensation group like NSYNC. Absolutely. It makes sense. Glad he's come out and supports all these movements, but at the time he couldn't do that. But he didn't have the grind that Connor has. Connor's got a grind. I mean, I've got clip after clip here. Let's see if I can find here's Connor Brennan. And I've played this before in my live streams. He's got all these videos online where he's playing for Venmo money right there. If anyone wants to shoot him a Venmo and buy him a cup of coffee, Connor Falcon Brennan, PayPal. I encourage you to. Do me a favor. I'll send him one. Send him a cup of coffee. I'll send him a pumpkin spice latte and just say, gift from Dave's community. Because he needs to know that for every person like Lance Bass that's like, I don't really get what this guy's doing, that there's 1,000 people like you and I who go, no, this is the real deal. This is the guy who's trying to make people happy. This is the guy who's performing during the pandemic. This is from a year ago. For audiences that can't go outside, that are in communities that are bedridden. And I understand these communities now. My live streams don't just have able-bodied people hanging out in the chat room. They have people that can't get up, that can only get entertainment from the internet, that want live human connection. And Connor's been a part of that during the pandemic. He's been a part of this way before his identity was who he's dancing with at a honky-tonk in Nashville, way before he went on to play his ukulele. That didn't show up out of nowhere, folks. So I get very worked up, but I understand. I have compassion for Lance in a way, because I understand maybe he's got imposter syndrome. You know, maybe not. Maybe he had no idea when he was talking to Nick that his words would be heard by so many people, and it would be sort of news that, oh, Lance Bass, guest host, calls out. Maybe he has no idea the depths of Bachelor Nation. But I do wonder if there's some imposter syndrome that, like, one day he shows up. I don't know. It's hard to understand. I don't know if you've ever received like a lump check from like an inheritance or money. I received a couple bucks after a car accident, and it was entitled to me. I went through 4 years of lawsuits and physical therapy after I hurt my neck. But at the same time, I didn't see that money as like something I earned. Whereas when I've made $10, I remember the first time I made $20. They handed me a $20 bill. They said, sign here on a bar receipt. And the comedy club in New York City, Gotham Comedy Club, paid me $20. That felt better than a $30,000 check to me, because I earned it, because I worked hard, and I had countless nights that didn't go well, countless nights that did go well, countless moments, you know, questioning my own sanity, am I doing the right thing, and all that. So the amount of love and joy and energy felt through a simple paycheck. I mean, I've opened for comedians where I've received a $1,000 check. That $20, I did this myself without anybody's help, is worth more than that. And I wonder if Lance couldn't properly appreciate that at the age of 16. He's worth $22 million right now. And I wonder if he sees someone like Connor, who's working for $500 a day on Bachelor in Paradise, playing his ukulele, and he's going, he ain't here for the right reasons. Let me tell you something who's doing everything in his life for the right reasons. It's this guy right here. I'm going to play for you guys this video I just found, and I think it's amazing. But first, and I'm also going to play for you. Well, let's start here. Here's a clip. And again, this isn't to throw shade on Lance Bass. I actually am operating today from a place where I've got way more grace for him, that this wasn't something that maybe he fell into it. Maybe he fell into this world and it forced him to reckon with, maybe it forced him actually deeper into the closet because of the height of the sex. I don't know. I have no idea. But you just kind of see a guy who's kind of like the base of the band. And again, maybe some of you guys out there know more about this than I do. I never follow this too deeply, but I see a guy who's like, I just see imposter syndrome. Let's just see what's going on. Maybe not.
We haven't sang this in like 2 years.
Watch Justin Timberlake. He's the one who like controls the band.
Just see me right here.
Whatever. Oh yeah, okay.
Well, it's more than a feeling.
That kid, who's that? JC, what's his name? Falsetto can get you. And I get Lance is the bass. He doesn't have as big of a role, I guess. I don't know. All right, okay, great. So that's good. Look, hey, I'm not even, my first response was to be like, boy bands, what do they have? They sing, they're basically karaoke singers. Look, okay, whatever. Their gift is their voice. Connor's gift is his voice and his musical talents on guitar, ukulele, piano, I'm sure countless other instruments. His puns, that's a gift. So I made my video yesterday. This is my video, beef with the boy bands or whatever, but this was before Connor's response, and I didn't realize how much it would have affected Connor, but of course, why wouldn't it? His character was questioned. Connor says Dave Neal for president, and I said, only if you're my running mate, only if you join my ticket, so we'll have to see about that. But then I got this very nice message which paints a better picture for Connor's character here, and I get these messages all the time. As you guys know, I've been contacted by countless mothers of contestants on the show, mothers like Rachel Kirkconnell's mom that just said, thank you for giving my daughter a shot. I know she means well, X, Y, and Z, things that they can't always share with others. I must have just missed this comment here. Hold on a second while I find it. But I got such a sweet comment here from Lisa Brennan, and I'm reading it because it was commented publicly, so I hope it's okay. Hi, Dave. Connor's mom here. Connor has been bringing joy and fun with his music since age 5. It's who he is. I think when someone is so talented and also a good person, it is hard for people to understand and they think the worst. I find what Lance said hurtful because Connor was so honored to meet him. And also because I have such respect for Lance as an LGBTQ advocate, as our beautiful daughter, Connor's sister, is trans and we are a family of advocates. Connor is being himself on the show because in real life, he wants people to be happy and music is his way of doing it. Okay, that's enough mom talk. Thanks for being so great. And then, of course, a dozen comments from people that are like, you're the mom we want. We love you. Good for you. But love is his music. Love his music. One thing after another. Congrats on raising such a great boy. All right. So we got all that, right? We got all that. Well, just while I still have you here, you're 17 minutes in. Here's just, you Google Connor Brennan and you find these little gems that exist that we didn't even know were there. So here's Connor Brennan doing a Brennan family cover. Have a good watch. Please enjoy this.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. Been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed.
2 years ago.
So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong, but I can write a song. Girl, babe, I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweet home. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweet home. Hey! Oh! You're right for him. Think of what he might have been if you took a bus to Chinatown. I've been standing on Canal and Bowery. You should be standing next to me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. Love we need, and now it's awesome. Love we need, and now I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. Hey. Oh. Hey.
The Brennan family, ladies and gentlemen. What a great... I didn't watch the end there, so I was surprised. You see, I got surprised when her mom... that was a fun moment here. Here, I'm going to play this song and take you out. You guys enjoy. Leave Connor Brennan some love there. I know he doesn't need it, but at Connor Falcon Brennan, give him a pumpkin spice latte from Dave over there, all right? All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy. Oh, sorry. Oh, man, I ruined that. I had a song on in the background. Sorry about that.
We felt this magical fantasy. Now with passion in our eyes, there's no way we could disguise it secretly.
It's Friday, folks. Get weird.
So we take each other's hand. We seem to understand the urgency. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. I'll tell you something. Get ready to dance. This could be love because I've had the time of my life. Never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth. Owe it all to you. Body and my soul, want you more than you'll ever know. Well, just let it go. Be afraid to lose control. Yeah, I know what's on your mind. So just stay with me tonight. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. I'll tell you something. This could be love because I've had the time of my life. Never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth. I owe it all to you 'cause I had the time of my life. Never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.